He can actually do it because he played quarterback in high school. And what'd you get, 3 or 4 downs?
Well, yeah, it really was about it. The problem was the center was so much taller that when I took the snap, so we were in, it was about an extra taking a snap over here. That's youth ministry comedy right there. That's the words every time. Yeah, I appreciate Janine using the NFL and that football analogy, because I do believe in the 3rd and 4th quarter where the Niners today will shine the most. Yeah. It'll be a whole different song next Sunday, but for now, I'm going with that one. Hey, you guys, I know because of the political season and the way things are going on, there's a lot of fact-checking going on, so I hope to be somewhat conservative with the numbers and the facts that I use, because I think they can be verified. So I'm going to be conservative, and I think, in fact, that there are about 3,000 students, junior high and high school students, in our community, in our junior high schools and our high schools. And if we looked around and said, if the 10 of the largest churches, 10 of churches in general, just had 100 of those students attending their church, and believe me, that's conservative, because it's not happening. Right. That leaves over 2,000 junior high and high school students that are not affiliated and associated with a local church. So there's a lot of opportunity for us to be able to reach out and to connect with these students. And we've got some ideas and plans and things that we want to talk about that I believe that would help us to be able to do that. And if you've got that card, the card that Janine talked about on the back, it talks about children's ministry and high school ministry. You can take that out of your bulletin. There's a couple of things there that I'd simply like to talk about. The goal that we have, our mission statement, if you will, through our youth department, is that we want to help students to live Christ-centered, blameless, loving lives that make a difference for Christ. Now, the blameless part, I know, is probably the toughest of all of that, because you can blame a teenager for almost anything, and they're going to be guilty. But the thing we want them being guilty of is loving Jesus and living their lives for Him. And we think we can do that. We have a number of different things that we do on both our junior high and our high school level. And our junior high, our Sunday mornings have a typical, Sunday, a traditional, what would you call it, Sunday school setting. But on Wednesday nights, man, we kick the walls out and we're having some fun. We do a lot of different things. Our Wednesday night program, we're rocking it. Every second Tuesday, we go off-site and we do a lesson at a themed area. And we've had some kind of fun things that we've done. We've actually ended up at the cemetery. And we toured the historical, the graves there. And then we began to talk about how sin leads to death. Last year we were at the police department. We toured the jail. We talked about how unforgiveness can imprison us. And this year we've got some great things planned. We're going back to the cemetery because kids will love that one. That was really cool. This time we might be a little more scary with it. But, we're just going to check that out and see. But we want to go to the fire department. We want to talk about how, I'm still kind of coming up with some of the themes. You can imagine with the fire department, there's some good themes on that one. About rescuing people from the flames. We want to go to the driving range, the golf. Because, when you're golfing, your stance is very important. And in Christianity, your stance is important as well. So that's kind of the themes that we do. And then, of course, the last Wednesday of each month, we just go outside. We go to Fast Food Fellowship. We walk over to Taco Bell or to Yogurt or wherever we're going to go. And we're just going to hang out and have some fun together. Just kind of building relationships. In our high school, of course, we meet every Sunday. And we're in the midst of a series called The Dating Game. We're talking about, the responsibility that high schoolers have. They're going to get involved in relationships. And again, we don't think they should. But we know that they're going to. And if that's the case, we want to teach them the responsibility from a biblical perspective of how they should treat one another. And so we're in the midst of that series now. We're going to be talking about tricked or treat when we get into October and the things that go along with Halloween and those sorts of things. So we really do want to make sure that we're teaching biblical principles to our students so they understand exactly how to apply the Bible to their lives when they face difficulties and challenges. And so we've got a number of things planned. I've got some things listed there that I just want to just make you aware of. One of them is called Crash TV. And you're trying to think, what in the world is that? Of course, our junior high is called Crash, and it's about the fact that rhinos, any group of them is called a crash. They can only see 30 feet in front of them, but they can run up at 30 miles an hour. So imagine the impact they can make if they actually run into something. But we want our junior hires to make an impact in their world. And so if there's a way, I've still got to do some work on this, but if we could get onto the junior high campuses and we can begin to film different things at that campus, their sporting events, the things that they're doing, highlight a teacher, talk about their school, and really give some great PR for their school, and then edit that and put it on local television. Imagine the students who'd be watching that because they want to be able to connect. You know, kids, as we all do, we love to see ourselves in pictures. Usually get a picture, the first one you're looking for is you. That's what I do. I try to get in as many pictures as I can, quite frankly. So we need that on local television. It really allows us the opportunity of getting on campus, but we need people who can help us make that dream come true. I've been dreaming of that for over a year, and I'd love to see it come to pass this year. We've got some things going on where, you know, we always need food. Youth love food. Enough said there. In order to reach teenagers, we need money. So we need a fundraising coordinator to help us out. We've got some great ideas. We need some people who carry that out for us. You can't do that. You just want to hand me a $100 bill after service. Hey, I'll give them 10%, 90%. But we're going to need, we need people to help us in that area as well. We've got the school campus speaker program. I don't know how many of you remember Nazareth, who came to our church a few years ago and did some comedy here. He's coming back in November, on November 9th, and he's agreed to go onto the high school campuses and do rallies there. What a great opportunity for us to take Christian speakers onto the campus. Now, he can't go up there and preach Christ, but he can go there and make those kids laugh. And then he can invite them back Friday night, because we're having him here that Friday night for comedy. If we could get more speakers that we could get to do that, relevant speakers that really connect and relate to high schoolers, athletes, Christian athletes who go out and tell their story on campus, and then invite them back here where they can go, at this point, then kind of give them the gospel and tell them about Jesus Christ and the difference Jesus has made in their lives. What a great way to connect on the campuses and draw students, thousands of students who have no church affiliation that we can draw in and begin to raise up and train up that next generation. We have the Gilroy Community Youth Hero Awards, which is now in progress. Both high school principals are very open to what we have proposed to them. This is being sponsored by our youth department, where we're going to recognize and reward 10 high school seniors for their effort going above and beyond in volunteering. They have 80 hours they have to put in volunteer service, and those that have made a significant impact in the community, those that have done more than their 80 hours, deserve some recognition. And so we're going to have a breakfast right here in April, and we're going to reward them with a $500 scholarship for ongoing education of some kind. 10 people we're going to recognize, sponsored by us. And the principals and the schools are very excited about this opportunity. So these are ways that we can connect. But we really do need some help and some support in many of these areas that we're doing. We've got, we talked about our mission statement is to help students live Christ-centered, blameless, loving lives that make a difference for God. We really base that off 1 Timothy 4:12 that says, let no one look down on your youthfulness, but in everything you say, everything you do in faith, love, and purity, be an example to those who believe. We really think that's possible. They have the ability to do that. They just need our encouragement and our support to make that happen. There are plenty of students who have not heard the message of Jesus Christ, and we want them to hear it. We want to connect with them. We want to be able to draw them in and build a relationship with them and encourage them in their walk and in the things that they face in life. You can help us do that. We're not asking you to come out every Sunday, every Wednesday. If you wanted to, we'd love to have you. But if you want to support us in other ways, if on that list there's something you're looking at saying, hey, I don't see anything on there, if you want to just put down other and check that off, I'll take that, because I can work with others. So please do consider that. We'd love to have you be a part of that and really help us to achieve our goals and make a connection. As Janine said, that 80% of the people who come to Christ do so before the age of 13. That means we don't have a lot of time. For those who are not connected with Christ by that point in time, we're running out of time. And quite frankly, for us, now is our time. Now is our moment. Work with us, both in the children's ministry and the youth department, to make our dreams come true. Thank you. God bless you.